Hello and good morning. Let's take a look here. Well, today is week 1-3, and it's Wednesday. It is right here on the front of your Bellworth. This right here is your scale factor. So, a half inch, which is 0.5, is equal to 2 feet, according to this right here. Now remember, feet has one mark, like that. And you have 5 inches, so it's going to go at the top. And you're looking for how many feet. So you cross multiply. So you get 0.5 times x equals 2 times 5, which is 10. Then you divide by 0.5, and you will get your answer. So on your calculator, make sure you have it out. Make this a little smaller. It's going to be 10 divided by 0.5, and when you do that, you get 20. So that would be 20 feet. And there it is, and that's how you do it. Next one here, well, the area of the rectangle is length times width, so it's 10 times 2, which is 20, minus the area of the circle, which is pi radius squared. So the radius is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, so it's 3.14, which is pi times 16. So if you do that, I get that, and minus 20. That's actually going to give me a negative. So basically, if you look here, it's a bad problem because the radius here is 4 and the side of the piece of wood is 2. So it really had to be smaller. Now, it's correct. You would get a negative 30.24, and that tells you that something's wrong, okay? Mathematically, it's set up correctly, but the problem has an inherent flaw, which is right there. Shouldn't be bigger than that. Anyway, on a new sheet of paper, we're talking about something very important, and it might not be important to you yet, but it will be one day, so pay attention. Copy this down, all these definitions, and then copy down this formula here. This is actually how you compute your mortgage payment, your monthly payment. So this right here is monthly payment. Monthly payment is important because that's your house note, okay? And if you don't pay that, they will repossess your house. And then you got to go back to living with a relative or living with a friend or who knows what. All right? Let's go on. Example 1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use that formula here. So you're going to borrow $190,000. So copy all of this down. All right, so I already plugged it in for you. You're going to go 30 years, 12 payments a year, 6.4% APR, that's your interest rate. They want you to find the interest. Remember, the word interest means that is the cost of using someone else's money. It's throwing money out the window. So if this is the window, you're just putting money and throwing it out in the streets. But you have no choice. It's either that or rent and throw everything into the street. So what I want you to do is use your calculator. And the way you would use it is you would start here and then add 1 and then raise it to that power. Well, 12 times 30 is 360 payments. That is a lot of payments. Okay, so let's see if we can do this one. And I want you to do it, so get your calculator out. Start here. Take 0.064. I want to make sure it comes up. 0.064. Okay, good. Divide it by 12 plus 1. And then raise that. So I'm going to use the XY key right here. So raise that to the 360 power. So here I get 6.7866 2, 4, blah, blah, blah. That should be enough space. This right here is going to be 0.064 divided by 12 times 190,000. Make sure you put the right amount of zeros, and then times this amount here. So times 6.7862 and 4. And remember, I rounded that off. So here I'm going to get 6876.7232 at the top. Okay, let's go here. Now it's better if you don't round it off. Let's start right here, add 1, raise it to that power, and subtract 1, and then we'll divide. So clear your calculator. Press 0.064, divide it by 12, plus 1. Press equal. Now raise it to the 360, so 360, and then minus 1. And you can double check your work if you have to. So I get 5.786247, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Clear this out. Let's divide. 6876.7232 divided by 5.786247. Remember, we rounded here, okay? So let's see what I get. I get 1188. Well, look at what they have. They have 1188.46. So we got the same thing. Okay, that's your monthly payment. So every month you're paying about $1,200 to live where you're living. That's your monthly payment. Now, you have to take this amount times 12, because there's 12 months in a year, times 30, because you're borrowing it over 30 years, which is crazy. And so the amount you're going to pay back is 427,845.60. That's your total payback. Okay? Minus the amount of money you borrowed, which is $190,000. And that's going to give you the interest. So minus 190,000. So you threw away $237,845.61 out the window. Gone. That's how you do example 1. Make sure you can do that. Okay, rework it as you need to. It's in the book. Let's take a look now at example 2. I want you to open your book, actually, to page 411. Now, I didn't want to copy this one down. So let's take a look in the book at example 2. So, here it is right here. Okay, so the page is 411. So I'm going to write that up here. Now you got to figure out property tax right here. Here's the solution. And then this city, here are the rules. So someone in the city committee, this is how it is. So if you have a first floor, it's $600 square foot times 3 right here. See the 3? It's $3. So for the first floor, you're paying $1,800. The second floor is $1,500. So you're going to take the $1,500 if you got a second floor times whatever rate they tell you, which is 2.25 a square foot. So you're going to be paying that. If you have dormer windows, okay, right here it says dormer windows, you're going to pay $1. So you got to multiply by $1. So 20 times 20, you got 400 square foot, and then times $1. So you got to go through each one of these. If you got a pool, your deck, whatever, and then you add it all up, and that gives you your property tax. Okay, that's how they figure it out. So every year you got to pay that. So in addition to your monthly payment on this other problem that we have, you have to pay your property tax. So here, your monthly payment was about $1,200. Plus, you got to pay your property tax. So you got to add more money into this. If your property tax is $1,000, let's say, for the year, then you got to add $100 to that because they're going to take it out. So instead of paying $1,200, you're going to pay $1,300 a year, approximately. Okay, maybe a little less. That way, the bank covers your property tax. You don't need to worry about it, okay? Because you have to pay your property tax, or they will repossess your house. Today's work is right here. There it is. Let's turn our attention now to seventh period. Okay, so complete the square. All right, so to complete the square, you're going to take half of this, which is 6, and 6 squared is 36. So you're going to take that, you're going to add 36, but at the same time, you're going to subtract 36 to keep it equal. This becomes a perfect square, so it's x minus 6 quantity squared. When you subtract this, you get a negative, actually, a negative 12, negative 13, negative 13. You're going to move the 13 over here, it becomes positive. You're going to take the square root to get rid of that square right here. So you get x minus 6 is equal to a plus square root of 13 and a minus square root of 13. And when you bring the 6 over, it becomes a positive 6. And you use your calculator, and that gives you your zeros. All right. Let's take a look at 3.2. Draw these diagrams. All right, so this is called continuous. This one is not, because you have a gap. This one is continuous. This one is not, because it's an abrupt V. So this one is not. So yes, yes, no, no. All right, now we're going to use our calculators. So get your calculator out, and I'm going to work these in class. Same thing here. All right, I could teach you how they look, but we're going to use graphing calculator. We're going to work these as well. And today's work is right here. If you don't have a graphing calculator, you're going to have to borrow somebody's. All right, let's move on. Or that's it for today, actually. Have a good day.